Hey everyone, Jeremy here. I'm working on a portrait today and I thought I'd share the process with you. As you can see, I'm starting on a tone paper. This is Canson mixed media paper that I toned with acrylic paint. I find that's a little bit cheaper than buying tone paper, so it works for me. And I get to choose what kind of color I want to use. I kind of went gray on this one just because it's gray and gloomy out today, but I probably went a little bit too dark. So if I do another one, I'll probably change that in the future. But as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm kind of modeling the form of the person by using shadows. So I came in, as you saw in the beginning, with some charcoal powder that I kind of made myself by just grinding down a piece of charcoal on sandpaper. And I used a makeup brush to kind of apply that just to throw down a lot of shadow. And now what you see is I'm coming back with the pencil and kind of refining those shadows a little bit. And I think that this is a great technique for doing human portraits because really our faces are just like comprised of lights and shadows and especially when working with charcoal where you can kind of blend things in and really refine those shadows. It's a great process to start with just a lot of tone and then kind of like refine it with a pencil. And then now what I'm doing is I'm kind of coming in and carving out some of the highlights where the light hits the shape of the face using a kneaded eraser. This is a common process that people use for making charcoal pictures, and I find it works really well. Especially when you have toned paper like this, it's all shadows, midtones, and highlights, and you can get the shadows from the charcoal. You lift those shadows up to create your midtones, and then in a little bit, you'll see me come in and start creating some highlights. So it's really starting to come together, especially when you get the eyes in there and you start adding details, which is what I'm doing. Um, yeah, here I'm adding the highlights, and that's just a white pastel pencil. It's really great for adding those little spots that the light catches, say the eyes or like the nose or the face, and other areas, especially the cheek. As you can see, the cheek is towards the sun or whatever the light source is for this photo, and or for this drawing, the reference photo that I worked from. There you go. So yeah, and I'm just again working that those shadows and those highlights as if it's modeling clay. In fact, it being gray, that's a great analogy. Is the picture is modeling clay, and you're sculpting the face rather than drawing the face. And this is why I love the charcoal medium because it is a lot like sculpting. You can probably find that in other mediums as well, maybe in painting, but certainly in charcoal, you're more sculpting than you are drawing. That's the way I like to look at it, at least. And this almost concrete gray really hammers that home. I probably should have went with like a blue or something a little more upbeat. I don't know. I'm just in a mood today, I guess. But as you can see, the shapes are coming together, adding some highlights here and there, little wisps of hair. I always like to do that because hair isn't ever just kind of like one mass of shape. It's got these little tendrils that come out and stuff, and especially when you come in with the white pencil and add those tendrils, it looks really cool. So um, yeah, so for this particular picture, it's just a model I found on the internet, but I like that you have the face and also the upper torso because that kind of lets you do a little bit of figure drawing as well. And it's great practice, at least for me, where I'm on this journey where I'm trying to get better at doing portraits of people. I'm still not there yet, but I think this is a good example of one of my better pieces. A lot of times I come in and I just kind of sketch really quickly and I took my time with this, really worked on some of the details. And I think, if nothing else, her face is a lot smoother than maybe some of my other drawings. And I'm really happy with it. It's a great piece to share, I think, just to kind of explain the process. Hopefully you guys are working in charcoal too. And if you are, I'd love it if you guys can share photos with me of pieces that you've worked on. Maybe I can learn from you as well. And, sharing is caring. But that's all I've got to share today. It's just a lazy weekend, just creating art. Yeah. So I'm gonna call this one done, and hope to see you guys next time. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so that I can bring you more in the future. Otherwise, give it a like. Talk to you later. Bye.